Guys, if we could just start off down here, introduce yourself, tell us what year you are, and just move on down the line.
Yeah, I'm Haxtun, I'm a senior.
I'm Isaac Anderson, I'm a senior.
Head coach J.D. Stone.
Ozzy Koss, I'm a senior.
I'm Michael Kirk, I'm a junior.
Starting with Coach, and Coach kind of mentioned it, you have a pretty storied program here, but it's been since I think 2004 since you've won a championship. What does it mean to you guys to be back, and do you feel like Haxtun football is kind of back where it belongs here at the title game?
Well, as a community, we feel like life is right again. We are a very proud football town, and this group of young men have worked so incredibly hard. We're so proud to give it back to our community because we preach all the time that team stands for family, and we feel our community as a small town is a family, and you see that quite often whenever we have any type of tragedy in our town. We always come together. That's amazing. So for us, not only to give it to ourselves in our locker room, we always worry about ourselves first, but then we always step forward to the next level and of our family as an outreaches, I guess.
And let's just start here and go down the line. Same question for the players. Like, what does it mean for you guys to be back here?
I mean, we've worked so hard for this. I started coming to weights when I was in 7th grade, and this is like our ultimate goal, so it's huge to be here.
Yeah, just what Owen said, it's been the goal since forever. Been coming to weights with my brother since I was knee high, and just been working, so it's finally starting to pay off.
Yeah, it's just a huge relief. Hard work pays off.
Same as they said, it's huge. It's awesome being here. It's awesome.
Coach, I understand that a significant portion of your coaching staff is actually former players from that 04-05 era. What's it like to have that unique environment on your coaching staff and at practice, and what's some of the messaging that those guys have been given to these guys with the game coming up?
Actually, outside of me, the 6 of us I'm the only one that's not from Haxtun or played for Haxtun. So coming in, I rely on them on some history a lot of times, and I look to them to help pass that message on what it took. And we take time throughout the year to even bring in old timers and speak, and we always do reunion games and invite all the old timers back. And I always love seeing those guys come in with newspaper articles, or a couple of years ago we had a guy come in with his old practice jersey and his jock strap even, and the kids were huddled around looking at all that stuff. And so we really preach to each other all the time on we play for more than just ourselves. We play for the Bulldog name.
And just like before, going right to left here, what's it like for you guys to play for and learn from that group?
It's awesome. It's like he said, we always have those guys come over. Just being able to talk to them, even our coaches, they just give us so much insight and knowledge on what it's like. It's great.
Yeah, it's just a great experience. Just when they come over, on like the reunion games, and they talk about their days, how they practice a lot, how their practices were rough. Also, it's a good learning experience from them.
It feels like a tradition, even though we haven't been back here for quite a while. Well, we haven't been back to a championship since 2004. Just having those meetings around kind of has forced me to think, oh, we have to be there, and if we're not, what is it? What is the word? What are you doing?
Like the quarterback from the 04, he's on our coaching staff, so he helps out quite a bit with me and my reads, and just helps teach us a lot more.
And starting here and going this way with the players and coach as well, just given the magnitude of what's coming as the game gets closer and closer, what are you focusing on most in your preparation?
Just we always preach, do your job, trust the guy next to you to do their job. And I don't think much changes. It's still a football game. Just gotta come out and play.
Yeah, just like Owen said, it's just a football game. You just gotta prepare, watch film, and trust your buddies.
Coming into this game, I actually told the boys right away last week, I said, the field's no different. Whether it's a semifinal game or week 1, it's just a football game. We prepare the same each week. I'm blessed that these kids love the weight room. They live for film time. They love the whiteboard time. They love practice. Sometimes it's hard, it's hot, it's tired, but I love that these guys like to put the work in. They love that part of the game as much as they do Fridays. So, you know, we come into this week, we started yesterday's practice like we normally do, walkthroughs on what fronts we're gonna see, what packages we're gonna see, talk their personnel. We treat it just like a normal week of football.
Yeah, just staying disciplined. I mean, keep playing fast and physical and trusting your buddies.
Just like they said, it's just like any other game. We just gotta come out and do our thing like we always do.
Coach, you've got a tough Mancos team coming up. What's stood out to you on film, and what do you think the keys to winning are going to be?
It's kind of ironic. You know, obviously you start a few weeks ago, you know, you start watching a little more film on who you think you might see as the bracket breaks down, and the more film I watched, they're a mirror image of us other than they wear blue. They're fast and physical like we are. They're a run-heavy team. Play action off that. You know, the only difference with us and them is I think we run quite a bit of RPO type stuff, a lot of reads there. So other than that, we're looking at ourselves in the mirror. They just wear a different color and support a different logo.
And you may have touched on this answer a little bit already, but this is obviously a special group that is on the verge of accomplishing something incredibly special. What is it about this group, this team this year that makes it unique?
You know, funny story, I was talking with our AD on our way up. 2 years ago, these guys are sophomores and a freshman, and opening day of fall camp, I'd run out to my pickup. I'd left one of my notebooks out in my pickup, and I ran out to the parking lot. There was 2 cars there, and the rest were bicycles. At that point, we had only 2 kids on our team that could even drive, and I knew it was a special group because I could see how they could compete even when they should just be playing JV football. And they were competing, and that year went on, and we ended up 4-4 to the last game of the season and almost snuck off a win. And I just knew at that point, if we could work and put the time in and stay healthy, this group could do something special. And they're a special group of young men in more aspects than just on the field. They are great young men. I ask them to do a lot of community service and stuff, and they're always there for it. And we do a lot of stuff in the school too, with little kid camps and whatnot, and they're always there. This group's there. There's never a riff in the locker room. It's always family. It's always family to us.
All right. Thanks, guys.